Packard 8 Convertible Victoria by Dietrich 1934. Charles Dickens may have written it was the best of times, it was the worst of times about the beginning of French Revolution, but it applied just as well to Packard in 1934. The cars were wonderful, offered in a profusion of models, body styles and optional accessories, but the Great Depression was at its deepest and even Packard's elite clientele were not buying. It was cold comfort when Packard finished the year with 42.7% of the luxury car market. Cadillac and Lincoln were in much worse shape but still afloat, unlike Marmon and Peerless who had called it quits in 1933. Pierce Arrow was also well on its way to going out of business. In the 1934 luxury market, Packard's accomplishment was truly remarkable, but it amounted to only 8,000 cars and they were spread out over 3 different engines and 5 different chassis. In addition to the inherent quality, luxury, performance, and silence for which Packard was justly famous, the marque's design and styling combined conservative elegance with a hint of sporting flair. Raymond Dietrich had laid down the basic lines of Packard's cataloged and custom bodies while working for Murray Corporation subsidiary Dietrich, incorporated in the late 20s. Ray Dietrich's concepts were embraced by Ed Macaulay, who was appointed as Packard's styling director in 1932 by his father Alvin Macaulay, Packard's president. Alexis de Sachnovsky joined Packard as a part-time consultant through the early 30s, contributing his own sense of form, flow and streamlining to the development of Packard coachwork. Sachnovsky's work was then implemented with great talent and skill by Werner Gbitz. While a few remaining independent coach builders continued to body Packard chassis, the economy and Packard's extensive catalog of finely styled designs kept most Packard coachwork production in Packard's own facilities. That was, as it turns out, a serendipitous consequence as the Packard coachwork of the early 30s, and particularly 1934, is among the best of the period. Packard relied on their traditional buttressed grille shell, which since 1932 was V-shaped with vertical blinds. The nose was complemented with V'd headlight lenses and the downtick dart-shaped shoulder molding created by Hibbard and Darren. Packard cataloged no less than 13 standard bodies on the prestigious 1104 Super 8 alone. Deliveries of closed sedans predominated, but it is the few, very special, open 1934 Packards that are most appreciated today. These particular cars embody the essence of classic design and quality, their appeal is timeless. The consignor purchased this beautiful 1934 Standard 8 Convertible Victoria from Australia, the country it was delivered new. We are advised that when new the car was purchased and used by an exclusive Australian hotel and kept in use for many years. During the 1930s, Packard's superb reputation saw a strong demand for their products worldwide. Most commonly the Standard 8 models were exported as the taxation on the Super 8 and 12 models was prohibitive. Often delivered without coachwork to avoid import duties, this example was imported with its factory convertible Victoria bodywork. No doubt this Packard would have come with an exceptionally high price. One of just 2,035 Packard 8s produced in 1934, it is safe to say only a small fraction of the would have been right-drive export models. The US was still struggling with the economic depression and 1933 would mark the lowest production year for Packard, and 1934 was little better. This special Packard today is in quite original but nicely presented condition. The exterior was recently resprayed in the original dark blue color scheme. The interior is handsome and correct and the bright work in presentable condition. We are advised it is in good running order. 1934 is considered by many Packard enthusiasts the pinnacle of the company. Striking, refined coachwork and wonderful styling makes this year so desirable among collectors. With its handsome coachwork and fascinating history, this Packard should prove a welcome entry to any show or conquered elegance.